In the history of the stars, there are moments of silence, and there are moments of violence. On February 24th and 25th, 2026, the cosmic silence is broken. While the world is still reeling from the foggy, spiritual dissolution of the Saturn-Neptune conjunction at 0 degrees Aries, a new, much more aggressive force awakens. Mars, the planet of iron, blood, and action, forms a lethal 90-degree square with Pluto, the lord of the underworld, atomic energy, and irreversible transformation. This is not a gentle transit. It is a collision of the irresistible force meeting the immovable object. Imagine a pressure cooker that has been heating for decades. Mars is the fire underneath. Pluto is the pressure inside. On these 2 days in February, the valve breaks. But to understand why this matters so much in 2026, we must look deeper into what these two titans represent when they refuse to back down. Mars is our external drive. It is how we get what we want. It is the soldier, the athlete, the entrepreneur, and the predator. Pluto, however, is the invisible power. It is the shadow, the unconscious, the deep state, and the nuclear reactor. When they square off, the fight is no longer about who is right. It becomes about who survives. In astrology, a square aspect is an aspect of friction. It's like two people trying to walk through the same narrow door at the same time. Neither will move. This friction generates heat, and in 2026, that heat is directed at the very foundations of our global society. The evolution of Mars. In the sign it occupies during this square, Mars is stripped of its diplomatic mask. It becomes raw. It demands immediate results. In 2026, Mars is acting as the trigger for the massive shifts we've seen in the previous months. It is the boots on the ground for the new world order. The depth of Pluto. Pluto has recently moved into Aquarius, a sign it hasn't visited in over 200 years. Pluto in Aquarius is about the transformation of the collective, the internet, artificial intelligence, and the very concept of humanity. When Mars squares this Pluto, it's not just a personal argument. It's a war over the future of the human race. Are we moving toward a techno-utopia or a digital dictatorship? The Mars-Pluto square of February 24th provides the first violent push toward an answer. We have been here before, yet never quite like this. Every time Mars and Pluto meet in a hard aspect, the tectonic plates of history shift. Think back to the great power struggles of the past. Think of the moments when underground movements suddenly erupted to topple empires. 1917, 1953, 1989. These were years of Saturn-Neptune conjunctions, but it was often a Mars-Pluto trigger that turned a shift into a shattering. In 2026, the geopolitical landscape is already fragile. We see the dissolution of old alliances and the rise of a third nuclear era. The Mars-Pluto square acts as a catalyst for these tensions. It is the transit of the secret war. It governs deep-sea cables, satellite sabotage, and the invisible battles fought in the code of our financial systems. This isn't just about tanks and soldiers. It's about the power of the hidden. It's about the manipulation of the masses through the very tools, technology, and social media that were supposed to set us free. What does this mean for you sitting at home, watching the world change? The Mars-Pluto square is a signature of personal mutation. Inside every human being, there is a predator and a protector. Mars is the protector of our ego. Pluto is the predator of our shadow. On February 24th, these two parts of your soul will go to war. You might feel an unexplainable surge of anger, a desperate need to control your environment, or a paralyzing fear of being powerless. This is the dark night of the will. If you have been suppressing your true power, if you have been playing small to keep others comfortable, this square will burn that mask away. It is a surgical strike. It hurts, but it removes the cancer of self-sabotage. You are being forced to own your shadow. You are being forced to realize that true power doesn't come from dominating others. It comes from mastering the volcano inside yourself. As we move into the final days of February 2026, The planetary parade begins to form. The Mars-Pluto square was the explosion. The alignment that follows is the reconstruction. We are entering what I call the SIBER-GOTHIC era, a time where ancient human instincts meet godlike technology. The decisions made during this Mars-Pluto square will dictate how we use our power for the next decade. Will we use it to create a world of transparency, or will we build even taller walls in the digital mist? The energy of 0 degrees Aries is still pulsing. The rebirth is happening. But as Mars and Pluto remind us, birth is often a bloody and violent process. Nothing new can grow until the old, decayed structures are forcefully removed. The stars have spoken, but the choice of how to use this power belongs to you. This Mars-Pluto square is just the beginning of a much larger shift. If this deep dive into the cosmic shadows resonated with you, show your support by hitting the like button. It helps this message reach those who need to hear it. Do you feel the pressure building in your own life? Or do you see the world changing around you? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one, and your perspective helps us decode this mystery together. And if you want to stay ahead of the curve as we navigate these intense times, subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Don't miss the next chapter of our journey through the unknown. The fire is burning. Will you be consumed, or will you be forged? Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.